In today's video, I'm going to be using the Sagittarius palette to do two looks with one palette. The first eye will be shades that my dad picked, and the second eye will be shades that I picked. This will be a multiple eye look video. So it's the first time I'm actually using this palette, so wish me luck. Alright, Dad picked shades 8, number 2, and number 5. So starting with that lavender shade. I'm going to try a brush into shade number 2, and if I have to either get it wet or use my finger, I will do that next. Looks sheer. Finger it is. But that feels really dry. Looks very chunky on the eye too. And there is glitter fallout. Alright, I got the brush wet. Let me try this wet and see if that helps. It goes on a lot smoother with a wet brush. It was really kind of sheer with a dry brush, and it looked chunky with my finger. And I'm just carrying this other places. Now going into shade 5. This brush is still a little bit damp. I think I'm going to need my finger for the opacity that I want. The glitter fallout with this stuff is unreal. It's a pretty look though. Now for liner and mascara. I think I'm going to use the Shimmer Pearl Power Pencil in my waterline because it's like a shimmery pink shade. I want to keep this look very light. And then my Tarte's Lash Paint for my lashes. I think this is a really quick, easy out the door look if you don't have your mascara down here. So what happens when you have really long eyelashes? Look 1. Alright, now on to look number 2. These are colors I chose, so we're going to go into 6, which is a mauve, number 1, which is a dark plum, the shade that I just used in the last look, which is number 5, and then the center shade. So taking a big fluffy brush into shade number 6, which is that really pretty mauve. Alright, so because I know how that number 5 shade works, I'm going to go ahead and use my finger. And I'm going to work that in on the inner part of my eye. And then detail underneath just a little bit more. And if you get too carried away, your little makeup wipe cloths, this one's dry, they're your friend. Now, because I don't know how this shimmer shade works, I just wiped off this brush. I'm going into this purple here, which is that center highlighter shade. Oh, that's glittery. Alright, I'm getting the brush wet, and then I'm going to try that again. Look at the difference. Holy crap. And I'm doing like a C shape almost. I'm taking a Viramona shader brush into number 1, into that plum shade. And I'm going to be plopping this on the outside edge. I'm going to start by tapping. And instead of switching brushes, I just kind of squash the one I'm working with to get it to be a different shape than what I need. I've got massive glitter fallout because I added that shade after. Now to go back with that purple. And I'm going to take that other shimmer and put it up here. And just make sure I blend it out really well. And just to keep the liner and mascara the same, I'm going to use the same Silky Eye Pen or the Power Pencil and Shimmer Pearl. And the same Tarte mascara. And here, I look 2 done. Because of how deep set this eye is, that like if I look straight ahead, that purple kind of gets eaten most of the way. So adding the dark where I did also causes that deep setness to look deeper. And then here's both of them together. Looks 1 and 2. Which one do you guys like the best? The darker one or the lighter one? Let me know in the comments. Hey guys, it's Rebecca Versat. I'm going to be doing 2 looks again with the Sagittarius palette. I'm going to be using the colors number 4, number 7, and number 3 for this eye. And then for the other eye, I'm going to be using number 1, number 8, and the center shade. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm going to zoom you guys in and get started on the first eye. I think the ring light's too bright. One second. Now going into this shade here. And now using my finger to go into this shade here. Using your finger, you'll get more of the base pigment, but it leaves, like you'll have glitter fall out with it, and it looks a little chunky, so you do have to go back over it with a wet brush. Just to give you an example of how chunky it is. Now for liner, I'm going to do something a little different because I want to use this green on both eyes. I'm going to go ahead and use my Envy Me liner. This is one of my lines or one of my eyeliners. This is the Waterproof Ultimate Eyeliner. And then I'm using my Milani Eye Tech Extreme just above my lash line. And an itty bitty baby wing. Now for my Tarte mascara, and then that eye will be done. I look one. What do you guys think? Onto this eye, going into the shade here. Now going into the first shade, which is the darkest one in here. Now going into the center shade, very, very lightly. Now you can build this up to make it as opaque as it is in the pan, but I'm doing it very, very lightly. I just want a hint of purple and that beautiful shimmer. Alright, now I'm going back into that green liner I used in the other eye. Make sure I get the purple off my finger. And then my Milani one. I'm going to go back over that black line with this dark purple. I'm just going to press over it. See, I wish these purples were what I got in the Morphe 39S palette, because these are like beautiful shades, all of this palette. Good thing I sneezed before mascara. Here's look number 4 done, using the Sagittarius palette. So here are the last 2 looks, or I should say looks 3 and 4, using the BH Sagittarius palette. These are like the kinds of colors and the payoff and the shades that I was expecting from that Morphe 39S Such a Gem palette. I mean, there's 9 shades in here, and these all perform better than an entire 39 shade palette. These are beautiful shades. This is a kind of really quick, simple looks that I just did. I did record looks 1 and 2. Those should be at the beginning of this. So if you do, are curious, and I will be splitting these up into individual looks for Instagram as well because of how I recorded them. So I really, really enjoy these little palettes. I don't know why BH has pulled some of the stuff that they did. I understand people were mad But there's people like me, my friend Carol, there's like 2 or 3 of my subscribers that are also as mad as I am. There's my friend Sylvia. We are all like very upset about the fact that, number one, you can't buy Leo. Libra is something you can't buy from the United States website. And the Scorpio palette, Sylvia just messaged me this morning and told me that that's now gone off the German website. So there's 3 palettes right there out of a set of 12 that I can't have because they're no longer sold in the United States. And I know Shelby is in Canada. I know Sylvia is in Portugal. But like they're the only ones that could legally buy from the BH website that's German based because they don't ship to the United States. Now, why they will ship to Shelby in Canada and not ship to us here in the United States is beyond me. Why BH didn't get them here is also beyond me. And I know quite a few people have commented on my other BH videos about how upset they are about not being able to have these palettes. Now, granted, there's only like 20 of us that I can think of that would buy these palettes, but that's still 20 people that are interested. So if that's 20 people that I know, how many other people are out there that really want these little palettes? I understand they were a big flop for a lot of people, but these are beautiful shadows. They work so well, except for the Cancer palette. That was the best and worst birthday gift I've ever gotten. Thanks, Sylvia. I love the palette, the color story. I hate the shadows in it. Doesn't mean I don't love you any less. So I do love these little palettes. They are so versatile. I love how big the mirror is in them. And yeah, this one has a little drop of water on it. I love the shadows in here. I love the highlighter. I love how you can use them wet, you can use them dry, you can use them all with brushes. I mean, every shade in these little palettes you can use wet, dry, brush, finger. It doesn't matter. You can use them, again, except for the Cancer palette. That one there was a huge no for me. But I mean, these are such stunning palettes, and I want a purple like this shade, and I want a green. Let me get it. I want a green like this shade, like the shades that they made these. If you guys could make like a duochrome to match like the backgrounds of these little palettes, like all of them, like the red, the yellow, the orange, all of the ones that you did with these beautiful like metallic-y, shiny backgrounds, those shades, I would buy those in single form if you are listening and you want to make those. I'd also like to buy the Leo palette, the Libra palette, and the Scorpio palette, please, because those are the only ones I'm missing. You can send me an individual invoice for those and I'll pay you. I'll even pay the $14 each for them just so I can get them, please. So anyways, I'm Rebecca Brissett. Hopefully you guys like these little, where I do one eye with one look and one eye with the other. It doesn't make sense to me to do one 15, 20, 25 minute video on just the same eye look. It makes more sense to me to do 2 eye looks because, you know, I got 2 of those things. You know, I got dos ojos. So it makes more sense to me to do one look on one eye and one look on the other. So that way, if you're looking at this palette and you're like, okay, these are beautiful shadows, but what do I do with them? Here's 2 options. Not one option that you've got to wait 15 minutes to see the finished look. Here's 2 options. When I do these 4 looks, 1 palette videos or multiple looks, 1 palette, you are getting to see different ways that I like to apply them. Like these are quick and easy. These are super quick and easy shades that I just did. There are 3 color looks. They're literally a transition, a crease, and a shimmer shade. And you're out the door. I mean, I could easily do one of these 2 eye looks and do concealer, corrector, blush, bronzer, highlight, lipstick, mascara, brows, and I'm out the door in like 10 minutes or less. These are really quick eye looks. I like doing the quick eye looks or the minimal shadow looks so that you guys can see that you have so many different color combinations. I could have easily done like this shade and this shade with this on the inner part of my eye and this on the outer part of my eye for one look, okay? Or you take this shade, deepen with this shade, you use this again on the inner part of the eye, and then you use this on the outer edge. Or you do this for your crease, and this to deepen, and this on the inner part of your lid, and this on the outer part of your lid. Or you do these 3, and then you do this on your lower lash line for like a pop of something. There's so many different color combinations that you can do with such a little palette. You'd be surprised. So if you guys are curious, if you have questions, if you'd like to see me do something specific, just ask. I did get a message yesterday asking me to do loose shadows, how to use them, demonstrate them, how I use them, that kind of thing, talk about pros and cons with loose eyeshadows. So I still have to record that. Again, I just got the message yesterday asking me to do it. So yeah, so look forward to a loose eyeshadow video, and hopefully you guys enjoy these like multiple look one palette videos that I do, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and I will see you then. Bye.